Today I am going to start a very important device, measuring device, which is used for detecting current flowing through the circuit. Can you guess? This is moving coil galvanometer, MCG. Moving coil galvanometer can also be used as a voltmeter and an ammeter. This is a very sensitive instrument, so it cannot be used for measuring high current. For measuring high current, ammeter is used. In this module, we will study the principle, construction, and working of moving coil galvanometer. Let us start the topic. Moving coil galvanometer. Its aims, as I have already mentioned, that this is to detect a small electric current, a sensitive instrument. This is used as both voltmeter and an ammeter, and this was invented by Johann Schweger. And here I have taken two diagrams of voltmeter and ammeter. What is the principle of working of galvanometer? On what principle does it work? Galvanometer works on the principle of conversion of electrical energy into mechanical energy, and its working is just opposite to the working of generator. As you know, generator converts mechanical energy of the coil into electrical. When a current carrying coil is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a magnetic torque, and this torque is given by NAIB sine theta. But in this galvanometer, working is based on a special type of uniform magnetic field, which is called radial magnetic field. And in radial magnetic field, theta is always 90 degree, so torque is always maximum, that is NAIB, where N is number of turns, A is area of the plane of the coil, I is the current which is to be detected and or measured, and B is strength of magnetic field. Let us see its essential parts. There are 5 essential parts of galvanometer. First, a permanent magnet with concave pole pieces. You can see here the concave pole pieces of a magnet, which provides radial magnetic field. A rectangular coil having number of turns, which is free to rotate about its axis of rotation, and coil is wound over a soft iron cylindrical core. Soft iron cylindrical core increases strength of the magnetic field, which increases the sensitivity of moving coil galvanometer. So to increase the sensitivity of the galvanometer, soft iron core is used. A pointer or needle, a scale, circular scale is used. And when pointer rotates due to torque produced in the coil, scale gives the measurement of DC, direct current flowing through the circuit. Here I have shown two diagrams of MCG. This diagram is very complicated. It shows all the parts. This diagram is not drawn in the examination. This diagram is simple and common also. So in the exam, you will draw this type of, diagram. What is radial magnetic field? Using concave pole pieces, we get magnetic field with its line of force pointing along the radii of the circle. Look at this figure, concave pole pieces. Field lines are moving from one pole to another pole along radius of the loop or coil. Such field is called radial magnetic field. The plane of the coil is always parallel to the field. And when plane is parallel to the field, area vector of the coil or magnetic moment will be perpendicular to the field. So it will produce constant and maximum torque when current changes by equal amount. Now working. How does it work? When a current passes through a galvanometer coil, it experiences a deflecting torque, maximum deflecting torque, which tends to rotate it from its rest position. As the coil rotates, it produces a twist in the suspension strip, Horsford-Brown strip. Deflecting torque which is produced in the galvanometer coil is NAIB, and the restoring torque which is produced in Horsford-Brown strip due to rotation of the coil carrying current depends upon the angle of twist, theta, and they are directly proportional to each other. So the restoring torque tau dash is directly proportional to minus theta. The tau dash equals to minus k theta. At equilibrium, both the torques should be equal. Deflecting torque equals to restoring torque. It means that when current flows through the coil, this torque is produced, and when current stops flowing, then pointer or coil comes back to its original position due to this torque. From this expression, theta equals to NAIB by K, and theta is directly proportional to I when NAB by K is constant. In NAB by K, N is number of turns, A is area of the plane of the coil, B is the strength of the magnetic field, K is restoring torque per unit twist. All are related with internal part of the moving coil galvanometer, which are constant. So NAB by K is called galvanometer constant. Now, sensitivity. What is sensitivity of MCG? When is MCG said to be more sensitive? MCG is said to be more sensitive when more torque is produced for equal or smaller value of current. There are two types of sensitivities. First is current sensitivity and second is voltage sensitivity. Current sensitivity is deflection per unit current, which is equal to NAB by K. And I have already mentioned that this is called galvanometer constant. And voltage sensitivity is deflection per unit applied voltage. From Ohm's law, as we know that V equals to IR. So So voltage sensitivity equals to theta by IR. Theta by I is current sensitivity. So NAB by KR. In these two expressions, four factors are common. They are number of turns, area of the plane of the coil, strength of the magnetic field, restoring torque per unit twist, and resistance of the coil. And from these two expressions, this is also clear that by changing current sensitivity, voltage sensitivity of MCG changes, but current sensitivity does not change necessarily by changing voltage sensitivity. For example, when N, A, B, and K are changed, voltage sensitivity changes, which changes current sensitivity also. But when resistance of the coil is changed, voltage sensitivity changes and current sensitivity remains same. Now, how will you use a galvanometer as an ammeter? As you know, that galvanometer is a current detecting device. It is used for measuring low current, so its coil has high resistance. An ammeter is used for measuring high current, so its coil has low resistance. So when we convert high resistance into low resistance, the given galvanometer will act as an ammeter. Means if we reduce the value of the resistance of the galvanometer coil, galvanometer will act as an ammeter. There I have mentioned a galvanometer can be converted into an ammeter by connecting a low resistance called shunt resistance in parallel to the galvanometer. Look at this circuit diagram. Here G galvanometer, S shunt resistance, this is low resistance, and this has been connected in parallel to this galvanometer. In this circuit diagram, IG represents the current for which galvanometer shows full deflection. Capital G, resistance of the galvanometer coil. When G is written inside the circle, then this represents galvanometer. And G separately, resistance of the galvanometer coil. I is the current flowing through the circuit, which is to be measured. S, shunt resistance. In parallel, voltage across galvanometer coil will be equal to voltage across shunt resistance. So voltage across galvanometer coil will be Ig into G, and voltage across shunt resistance will be equal to I minus Ig into S. So this equal to this, or S equal to Ig into G by I minus Ig. When we connect a shunt resistance of this value in parallel to the galvanometer, the combination will act as an ammeter of range 0 to I ampere. If Ra be the resistance of the ammeter so formed, then in parallel 1 by Ra will be equal to 1 by G plus 1 by S. So Ra equals to Gs by G plus S. So Ra will be less than S and very less as compared to G. Now, how to use given MCG as a voltmeter? Galvanometer coil has high resistance. Voltmeter coil has very high resistance. So when resistance of galvanometer coil is converted into high resistance, then it will act as a voltmeter. Here I have mentioned a galvanometer can be converted into a voltmeter by connecting a high resistance in series with it. In the circuit diagram, I have connected this high resistance in series with this galvanometer, and this combination act as a voltmeter. So in series combination, equivalent resistance is G plus R, and voltage across the combination will be Ig into G plus R. So V equals to Ig into G plus R. So R equals to V by Ig minus G. And when we connect a resistance of this value in series with the given moving coil galvanometer, the combination will act as a voltmeter of range 0 to V. If RV be the resistance of the voltmeter so formed, then its resistance will be equal to G plus R. And in series, resistance, equivalent resistance is greater than the individual resistance. So RV will be greater than G and R both.